Time now for This Week in Auto History, and Conrad always has something good for us on auto history time.
Well, in 1926 was the official date that Route 66 was identified as a cross-country highway. Now, I say cross-country. It actually went from Chicago, and from Chicago down south through like St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Amarillo, and all the way out I-10. Here's a map of it. But that was the cross-country route many people took. It has since been retired, but again, I always thought it was a great road, and it's an icon sign that has gone away, but they still sell all of the memorabilia for Route 66. In 1927, the Holland Tunnel between New York City and Jersey City was completed. My grandfather was a surveyor on the Lincoln Tunnel, which was done a little bit later. And he said when he came in from the Jersey side and from the New York side, and when they met in the middle, they were within a dime's width of being exactly right on together as they built these multi-car tunnels going underneath the Hudson River between New York and New Jersey.
You ain't getting anything close to a car through that thing.
No, but that's the start of it. They had tunnels. This tunnel, it's twin tunnels plus an air chamber that they moved air through as well, and they moved 3 million cubic feet of air per minute through those tunnels.
And it's still in operation.
Yeah, they're still in operation. And then in 1946, the Exchange National Bank of Chicago. Here's the automotive tunnel as they're building it, and that would be multi-lanes. And then there's the Lincoln Tunnel is on the bottom, the Holland Tunnel is on the right, and Jersey's all the way over there on the left, but you can't see it. Who cares about Jersey? I'm from New York.
Nobody cares about Jersey.
In 1927, excuse me.
Are you from Jersey? Yeah. I'm from Jersey, too.
In 1946 was the first drive-through bank, and that was the Exchange National Bank of Chicago, and that's since.
What year was that?
1946.
46. I remember my mother going to the first drive-through at the Waukesha National Bank. I just thought that was the coolest thing.
Oh, yeah, very much so. And now, though internet and apps and stuff have kind of slowed it down, still drive-through was the way to do a majority of your banking. And then in 1956, Ford Motor Company decided on the name for their new model, which was the Edsel.
Well, is that him?
That is.
He's hot.
That is Edsel Ford. Edsel Bryant Ford, I believe, is his
I think
full name.
I saw him at Asia SF in San Francisco.
Okay. And the name of the car line, he actually passed away in 1943. And his son, Henry Ford II, wanted to memorialize him with that.
Oh.
That car truly, my opinion, other than the toilet seat front end, was way ahead of its time.
Oh yeah, if you look at the
horse
stuff that's
collar
on
toilet seat, yeah, very, very much ahead of its time.
You cannot convince me that any part of that car is attractive. You can't convince me.
No. I'm not going to say it was attractive, but I'm going to say the
technology, yeah,
in its day was probably 10 years ahead of its time.
But its ugliness,
that's what killed it.
It killed it. I mean,
yeah. Very much so.
They could have a jet engine in it, but
And then in 1960, this week, Robert McNamara, who is the head of the Ford Motor Company, was named head of the Ford Motor Company for a very short period of time, because about a month after he was named the head of the Ford Motor Company, he went to Washington to become JFK's cabinet member for the Secretary of Defense.
McNamara, yeah, okay.
So, and he functioned as the Secretary of Defense under Kennedy and Johnson, and finally retired in '68. In 1965, the Summers brothers set their land speed record at 409 miles an hour in the Goldenrod. That car was one of the narrowest cars to set a world speed record, and it was a 4 Hemi engines, blown Hemi engines underneath that body, and brought the car wheel-driven to 409 miles an hour. And that record stood for a long time. I think it was just recently beat. But so that was, again, in 1965. In 1978, a stuntman in Georgia driving for the Dukes of Hazzard set their jumped to General Lee. This is a picture of and this was in the opening of the Dukes of Hazzard, and that jump was in every show, and it was the only jump that was in every show. The problem with it was they tore up a lot of cars. I think over the length of the series, which was on from 79 through 85, they tore up 300 Dodge Chargers. It's Mike's car review. So if you kind of flip to the next picture, this car, this is what it looked like after the jump. Go ahead and advance to the next one. That's what that car looked like after the jump.
Well,
so
there's no
wasn't surprising. A lot of times they would show the jump just before the car hit the ground because this was the result, and that's why they tore up so many cars. And then in 1989, Ford bought Jaguar, which I thought was a mistake. And this was the Jaguar that they had released. This didn't come out until 2000. What, 2000?
Looks like a Ford Mondeo.
Well, it was, and it was also the Lincoln LS.
Ugh.
They shared the platform, and then at the time when Ford bought them, they were still
Jaguar.
making. Yes, they did. They ruined them on a number of issues because in '89 when they bought them, they were still making the XJS. But then this was the next thing out. Now Ford has since vacated Jaguar. In '89. That's what Jaguar was building. In 93, they were building the other one. So that's this week in automotive history.
Quite a week.
Quite a week.